Can you see my screen? VS Code?
Yes.
Okay. See, now I'm printing this student object, and you'll get a entire nested ones. Right? This is the nested object. Even you can add array of objects also. For example, multiple arrays you want to add in the object, you can do that. So basically, array inside, you can have multiple objects. So let's add that also. You know, right, how to declare arrays. In the square bracket will declare. So that's there. So accessing nested objects, I think it's a pretty simple, right? Same parent dot child object name dot property, right? So if you want that also, we'll do that one example. See that? See, I want, for example, math, I want to access. Say first parent object dot child object dot math. So you want to access one of the parent property, you can do that also. See, more than one also you can access. See, they have given student science. This is the another way to access, right? This is with the dot, and this with the square brackets inside. You can specify that. Updating nested objects. Yeah, let's see all this. This is very important. Okay. See, again, update also we can do. That updated value you can see, we have 90, right? 95 we made. And, so basically parent object name, child object, then property. So you can access, you can update, a similar approach. Adding new property, so you can add new properties also. Deleting, so we can delete any objects with a delete function, delete method keyword. So this is similar, right? All in you have to use to access whether that is present or not. Not required. So remaining thing, this is all how you can work with the nested objects. So I want to show you last one with the objects. It's more than enough for us. Array of objects. So array of objects I want to add. So this is the one. You can see array of objects. You can add. You can close that way. So you can print all this array of objects. See, this is the one object, another object with multiple objects in the array. So generally, basically, you all aware of our JSON structure. The JSON can have, so the curly braces reason is one JSON object. That object inside, you can have arrays also. Array inside, you can have multiple elements. So each element is one object here. Each element is one object here. right? You can print this all students. So accessing array objects. So similar to first array name of 0, so you can access array name of 1, you can access, and all index based you can access the array. So if you want to update, you can update particular value. You can print that. Adding a new array. So there is a all this again push, all these methods are from array, right? You can use push method to add a new object to array. So we added another object, so you can print it. Let's print this till this point. See, last one we had a new one. Before it was only this 3 and we added a new one. Any questions? We're good. Okay, so if you're all done, we'll go for the functions. Very important topic. More than enough this on objects. How to access, we practiced very well. Let's go to functions. Okay. Just a minute. So I will record in the same video. What is a function? So a function is a set of statements that will perform certain tasks. So it will do certain tasks. All these statements will be executed and perform the tasks. So that's a function. So the function declaration, so we learn, and expression, calling a function, return statement inside the function, function parameters for arguments. So these are all so very common things we all know. So basically any function purpose is a reusable block of code you can write. So that is the main purpose of a function. So it's a reusable block of code to perform a specific task. So set of statements and that will perform a specific task. So even you can provide the inputs to the function and then it will process that based on the input and give the result for us. So it's a written type methods you can develop, a wide kind of methods you can develop, parameterized, and also without parameters you can develop the functions. And the main purpose of functions is it promotes the reusability. So code reusability you can achieve. It helps keep code modularized and more readable way. So can accept parameters and return the values. So you see here a simple example. Function, here you have to use a keyword function and the function name, and so this parenthesis is a mandatory to represent that is a function. So great name. So you can just print console.log hello name, right? So here you see in the Java you have to write a lot of code, right? Access modifier you have to write, and then return type keyword, static keyword, you have to write many things. So that you don't need here. Just function keyword, then your function name. Even if you don't want to give a function name, also fine here. So it will take anonymous function. Just now we have seen, but yeah. So you can give a name also. So, and that is the one simple example. And how to call this with this name, function name, and pass the parameter. So then this will be called. This code will be called and executes for us. So this is the function definition, and this is the calling the function. So with this name you call it, and because this is the parameterized method, I am calling the method name with an argument. So passing the values to the method is called arguments. You are passing a value to this parameter, that is called arguments. So you are passing arguments while calling the function. So generally function declaration, so you can use a function keyword, and then you can give a name. That's what we just seen. This is the syntax: function, function name, and parameters, and write your logic inside this. A curly braces reason inside. That's a block. So function block. So this is how you can define the function. So posted to the top of their scope, so they can be called before being declared, and best for defining a reusable code. That purpose these functions are used. See this, this is the hosting, right? Before definition, you are calling. This is called hosting. So hosting is the concept JavaScript allows. So before declaration, you can call the function name. So this is the function name I'm calling. So then I can declare that. So this is the hosting concept. So we learned this in the, so right, data types, the variable types we learned the hosting concept. So even you can apply same hosting for the methods also. The function expression, so you can assign the function to a variable. So you can assign the function to a variable. So not hosted here, cannot be called before it's defined, can be anonymous or named. So this one you can say this is the anonymous. You are assigning to one variable. So when you are calling time, you will use this variable to give these parameters. So like this, see, add the variable, right? This is the variable you are calling. There is the anonymous here. There is no name we have provided here. So that's why we are assigning to a variable, and that variable you can pass these parameters 5 and 2. Then it will 5 and 3, right? So A contains 5, so and B contains 3. 5 plus 3, 8. 8 will return to us. So it just going to return type will return the value for us. You can print the value. So that is the written thing. I hope till now we are clear, right? Function definition, function declaration, function can be assigned to a variable, and then how to call the function.
Here, the function name is not defined. Then the return would be anonymous, or
No, return is going to return this output to this variable. So
okay.
so you're calling the function with this variable only, you will call, and that will be a written output. It can be, you can use this function anywhere. If you want that output, you can directly gives the 8 for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the a plus b value, it will return to you. So just call with this variable and give the parameter values. This is not anonymous. So this is the logic inside the
No,
function.
not that one I'm talking about. We
This,
have assigned to add, right? And the
yeah,
function,
yeah.
we
This
did
is
not
going
give
to be
the.
function name. This is going to be a function
Mhm.
name for us.
Okay. Okay.
So this is going to be function name when there is no name assigned. When you assign a name, you don't need this part, right?
Mm.
So when there is no name, you can assign that to one variable. Either you can use const or let, any kind of you can use. Then how to call that return type methods? Either you can directly call with this variable, or you want
Mm-hmm.
to print the value, you can print the value. So even in Java also, return type methods, you can, one way is you can print, or other way is you can directly call where that value you needed. The function name itself you can call directly. So that's what I'm doing, directly function name we are calling. So calling function we have seen. So this is the function greet. You can invoke or call a function to execute that code, right? So just a function name you can call. So here function name is there, you can call function name. If there is a variable, you can call with a variable and then parenthesis. And if there is a parameters, pass the parameters. So with arguments, see function sum a comma b and console.log a plus b can print. So a plus b values when you just call the function name directly. So, but in Java you have, right, non-static methods, and but here also you have, but directly see in the, you should have a main method there to execute. But here you don't need that kind of thing. You can directly execute. So you can write like this, and you can execute that code. So that is the provision these functions are going to give us. So return statement, always the return the value, the return keyword you need to write inside the function. Any kind of returning is there, that will be returned to us. So even you can see here a function multiply a b and return a into b. So I even see I'm not printing here, I'm directly assigning to a variable const result equal to, so this function I'm calling, and when you call the function 4 into 5, so 20 will store in this result, right? You can directly print. So these are multiple statements we were making. Instead of that, directly you can print here if you want to print it. But you want to reuse this output, and this is the approach you need to follow. Right? I want to reuse this result in another statements, I can reuse. So that's why we are storing in another variable, the method output. The method output here is storing in a variable. A function parameters versus arguments. Parameters are the named variables. So basically, you are just giving a name for that parameter in a function, the parenthesis inside. So arguments are the actual values you will pass while invoking the method, while calling the function. So don't confuse function and method, because both are same. Method we'll call in the Java, so here we'll call functions. So JavaScript mostly will call functions. So are you clear on the parameters and arguments difference?
Yes, sir.
Arguments is while calling the function, you will give values to those parameters. That's called arguments. Actual values will pass to that function when it is called. So parameters like placeholders, arguments are real values. So welcome user, right? So this is the parameter. So you're not defining, you're not declaring the data type, not necessary here. So you can directly give the parameter name. It can be anything, but make sure you give a relevant parameter name so that it will be easy for anybody can understand. So generally you can write a document declaration about this function, above this function, and so that people can understand what is this user parameter, So what you need to provide, you can write here in the document comment. So then this parameter you can use it here. So when you call this function, see, we are giving actual value, real value for this parameter. This is just a placeholder. So, and there is no value here. You are not passing any value, just a parameter. When you call the function, you are giving a real value for this user. You can change it. So this method you can call one more time and give another value. So you can call n number of times, you can call the same function, you can change the value. That's the advantage with the parameters. Who is Chaitran? Okay.
Yeah, I'm shifting from the different. Yeah, I'll shift the different device. That's the reason you're getting.
Yeah, can you send again?
Yeah, I'll send it again. Give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Almost we are done. We are done. Maybe evening we'll do.
Yeah, I'll leave for this with class. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to stop here. We'll see in the evening this type of functions. Okay, so then we'll write a function code.